Have you ever felt something so deep, but when someone asked, "What's wrong?" you just said, "I don't know." It's not that you didn't feel anything, you just couldn't explain it. This isn't a weakness, it's actually a condition called alexithymia, which literally means no words for emotions. Today, we'll uncover why it happens, how it affects your life, and most importantly, how you can build an emotional vocabulary so rich you can finally speak your inner world out loud. Alexithymia isn't about not having emotions. You feel them, sometimes more intensely than others. The challenge is identifying, naming, and describing those emotions. Imagine trying to paint without knowing the names of colors. You could still splash paint on the canvas, but it would be hard to create a masterpiece. This emotional color blindness often means you struggle to describe feelings beyond good or bad, feel disconnected in conversations about emotions, having trouble knowing what you truly need in the moment. There are a very few reasons why you might develop alexithymia. First one can be childhood environment. If you grew up in a place where emotions weren't talked about, you never learned the emotional language. The second reason can be trauma. Sometimes your brain numbs emotions to protect you from the pain. The third, cultural factors. In some cultures, openly discussing emotion is seen as unnecessary or even inappropriate. And the last, not the least reason, can be personality and neurology. For some people, the emotional and verbal parts of the brain simply don't connect as fluidly. Here's the interesting part. When you learn more emotional words, your brain doesn't just remember them, it starts noticing and experiencing emotions differently. This is called emotional granularity, the ability to precisely label your feelings. Instead of "I am sad," you might say, "I feel melancholy," a quiet, thoughtful sadness. Instead of "I am mad," you might say, "I feel resentful," a slow burn mixed with disappointment. The more specific you get, the more control you have over your reactions. So let's expand your emotional dictionary right now. Try these words: melancholy, a gentle, reflective sadness; contentment, peaceful satisfaction; longing, a deep desire for something missing; apprehension, a subtle anxiety about what's ahead; overwhelm, feeling swallowed by too much at once; elation, joyful excitement. Practice using them in your journal, conversation, or even when you're talking to yourself. Label your feelings daily. Even if you start with good or bad, then try to refine it. Read emotion rich stories, novels, poetry, and even song lyrics that teach new feeling words. Talk about emotions openly with friends, partners, or in therapy. Keep an emotional journal. Write not just what happened, but how it felt. If you have ever felt trapped in your own silence, remember, learning to speak your emotion is learning to know yourself. I have also made short videos with quick emotional vocabulary tips. Check those out on my channel. And if this helped you, hit subscribe so we can grow our emotional language together.